Hello students, welcome to Power Tutorials. So today we are going to discuss part 6 of chapter 1, which is chemical reactions and equations of NCERT Science Textbook of class 10. So if you are coming new to this part, that is series, I suggest you to go with and check my other 5 parts, that is part 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. In the part 1 I have explained what is chemical reaction and what is chemical equation. In part 2 I have explained how to balance chemical equation and why it is needed. In part 3 I have explained what are the types of chemical reactions. In part 4 I have explained what is oxidation and types, that is rancidity and corrosion, and also started the exercise questions. In the previous part I also explained few more questions, and in this part also will cover few more questions of the exercise. So in this exercise, we'll start with part 7, that is question number 7. So what is question number 7? They are asking, write the balanced equation for the following reactions. And let's see the A part. The A part they have mentioned what is, there is a reaction which is calcium hydroxide is reacting with calcium dioxide. And it is forming calcium carbonate and water. So it's not calcium, it's calcium hydroxide is reacting with carbon dioxide to form calcium carbonate water. Let's see how to solve it. So what is chemical formula of calcium hydroxide? It is CaOH twice. CaOH twice plus carbon dioxide, which is CO2. We react these two, what it will form? Calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3 plus water, which is H2O. Let's see whether this equation is balanced or not. As I mentioned, if you check my previous videos, also follow the same method, that is write all the elements which are present in the equation and check whether LHS and RHS, that is left hand side and RHS side, are same. If it is same, then the equation is balanced. Let's see how many calciums are present in left and right. It is 1 and 1. Hydrogen, here it is 2, there also it is 2. Carbon, here it is 1, here also it is 1. Whereas oxygen, it is 2 and 2 plus 2, it is 4. Whereas here 3 plus 1, that is also 4. So all the elements are in the left side and right side are same. So it is a balanced chemical equation. There is nothing to change it. Let's go with part B. So let's see part B question. So part B is zinc is reacting with silver nitrate to form zinc nitrate and silver. So let's see the solution. So zinc symbol is Zn, is getting reacted with silver nitrate, which is AgNO3. So when these two are getting reacted, we will form zinc nitrate, that is ZnNO3 twice, and silver, which is Ag. So let's see if it is balanced or not, and we'll balance if it is not a balanced chemical equation. So if in the previous one I mentioned, if any compound is present, that is here the compound is NO3. If such compounds are present, then we need to consider it as a single element and balance left side and right side. So let's balance that first. Here you can see NO3 is 1, whereas here NO3 is twice here. So let's balance this first. Okay, let's write what are the current conditions. That is Zn, here it is 1, here it is 1, Ag here 1, here also 1. Nitrate, here it is 1, here it is 2. So to balance this, let's multiply 2 here. Now this became 2. So NO3 is balanced, whereas silver it is 2, there it is 1. So let's keep. So to balance this, we have to multiply here with 2. So okay, let's see other zinc are balanced, nitrogen, nitrate 2 and 2 now, silver also 2 and 2. So in this way we can confirm that this equation is balanced chemical equation. That is zinc plus 2AgNO3 gives rise to ZnNO3 twice plus 2Ag. Let's say C question. So in the C question it is aluminum is reacting with copper chloride to form aluminum chloride and copper. So aluminum symbol is Al, copper chloride is CuCl2, whereas aluminum chloride is AlCl3, because aluminum valency is 3 and copper you already know, which is Cu. So let's see there is balance not and balance it. Aluminum left side 1, right side 1, copper 1 and 1, whereas chlorine here it is 2, here it is 3. So if any this type of equation is present, just multiply 3 here and 2 here, so that both will become 6. So now chlorine is balanced because both became 6. Here is copper, here it is 3, there it is 1, so just multiply 3 here, now both became 3. There is aluminum, here it is 1, there it is 2, so just multiply 2 here, so both will become 2. So now cross check again, aluminum 2 and 2, copper 3 and 3, whereas chlorine is 6 and 6, because 3 2s are 6 and 2 3s are 6. So let's go with D question. So in the D question, they have mentioned barium chloride is reacting with potassium sulfate to form barium sulfate and potassium chloride. So what is barium chloride? Which is BaCl2 plus potassium sulfate, that is K2SO4 is getting reacted and getting formed barium sulfate and potassium chloride, which is Kc. The second balance, you have barium, chlorine, potassium and sulfate. It is a compound, so you have to consider it as single. Barium 1 and 1, chlorine 2 here, there is 1, so the chlorine not balanced. Potassium 2 and there 1, potassium is also not balanced. Sulfate 1 and 1, it is balanced. So let's balance chlorine. Just multiply 2 here with 2, so the 1 will become 2. So that is applied for potassium as well, this also become 2. So it is balanced, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 and 1. So in this way, all 4 of some question has been solved. So for this type of questions, the main point is we need to remember few chemical formulas based upon the valency. All these compounds will be defined. Because barium valency is 2, chlorine is 1, so the formula will become interchange. So BaCl2 will be formed. Whereas sulfate is 2, potassium is 1, so just interchange. Potassium become 2, the K2SO4. Barium is already 2, sulfate is also 2, so it is balanced, BaSO4. Whereas KCl also it is balanced. So this equation completely you can say that BaCl2 plus K2SO4, it is giving rise to barium sulfate and potassium chloride, which is KCl. Let's go with the 8th question. So let's see the 8th questions. In the 8th question they have mentioned, write the balanced chemical equation and also identify the type of chemical equation. So all the types of chemical equations, that is combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement and the oxidation and reduction reactions. All these 5 I have explained in deeply with respect to part 3 video. So if you have doubts with respect to types, you can also refer this. I will keep all 5 links in my description. So let's go with the question. Potassium bromide. So what is form of potassium bromide? It is KBr plus barium iodide, Bi2, because barium valence is 1, so it will go 2 here. Then potassium iodide, which is Ki, and barium bromide, which is Br. Yeah, Br2. So let's see whether balanced or not and balance it. Potassium, bromine, iodine, and barium. LHS, potassium 1 1, bromine 1 2, iodine 2 1, barium 1 1. Barium is balanced, whereas these 2 are not balanced. So let's multiply 2 first for bromine in the left side. So bromine is here. So bromine is balanced now, whereas potassium is not balanced because K is 2 here. So let's balance by multiplying here. Now check, iodine is balanced, barium 1 1, iodine 2 2, bromine 2 and 2, potassium is also balanced. So in this way we can say that this equation is balanced chemical equation. What is the type of the chemical equation? So this belongs to double displacement, because you can see that K and barium, that is both the metal or the ions, are getting interchanged. So if in any reaction the reactants ions, that is metals or ions which are present, if they get interchanged, the resultant will be in form of this will combine with this one, whereas barium is getting combined with barium is combined with bromine. So in this type of reaction we say the double displacement, because two things are getting changed. If in a reaction, if only one is getting changed and other is getting left out, then it's called displacement. Whereas two ions are getting interchanged in the reactant side and forming a different products, then we call that equation as a double displacement reaction. Let's say with part B. So what is B part? It is zinc carbonate. It is getting formed as zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. So what is zinc carbonate? It is ZnCO3. It is forming zinc oxide, that is ZnO, plus carbon dioxide, which is CO2. So let's check directly. I will not draw the table again. Let's see for zinc 1 and 1, carbon 1 and 1, oxygen it is 3, and here it is 1 plus 2, that is also 3. So I can confirm that this equation is a balanced chemical equation because all the ions which are present on the left side are equal to the total count of ions which are present on the right side, that is zinc, oxygen, carbon. So what is the type of this chemical equation? This belongs to decomposition. So what is decomposition? If a single reactant, it is getting decomposed, that is getting splitted into two or more multiple products, then we call this reaction as a decomposition. So this reaction, we can see that zinc carbonate is getting single reactant is getting two or more. Here it is 2, so 2 products. So in this, if any reaction this type of thing happens, that is one is getting split to 2 or more, then we call it as a decomposition, and this involves addition of any type of supplying of energy here, then only it will get broken down. So this type of reaction is also called as endothermic reaction, where we are supplying energy. So this is, if they ask type of reaction, then decomposition, and then if they ask whether it is endothermic or exothermic, you can say it is endothermic because for decomposition energy has to be supplied to break down into multiple products. Let's go with part C. So in the C question, they are asking hydrogen gas and chlorine gas are getting reacted to form hydrochloric acid. So this is very easy. Hydrogen gas is H2, whereas chlorine gas is Cl2, which is forming hydrochloric acid, which is HCl. Let's balance it. Hydrogen is 2 here, whereas it is 1. So just multiply 2 here. Hydrogen become 2, chlorine is 2 here, and chlorine is also 2. So both the gases are getting combined to form HCl as aqueous solution. That is acid there. So what is the type of chemical reaction? This belongs to combination. So what is combination? If 2 or more reactants getting combined to form a single product, it is called combination. And this type of combination reactions, mostly they will release energy, and that is called exothermic. We will see that later. Let's go with D part. So in the D question, they are saying that magnesium is getting reacted with hydrochloric acid to form magnesium chloride and hydrogen. So let's see the solution for it. Magnesium symbol Mg plus hydrochloric acid is HCl. It is getting combined to form magnesium chloride, that is MgCl2 plus hydrogen gas, which is H2. So let's see and balance. Magnesium 1 1, hydrogen 1 and 2, so this has to be 2 here. Chlorine now become 2 and 2, so this is a balanced chemical equation. That is, magnesium is reacting with HCl, that is 1 magnesium, 2H, 2H, 2Cl, 2Cl. So it is balanced. So what is the type of this chemical equation? It is displacement. So previously I have explained for double displacement, whereas this is displacement because one reactant is taking place of other ion which is present, and that ion or metal, it is getting emitted out as single element. So here magnesium is taking place of hydrogen. Why? Because magnesium is more reactive when compared to hydrogen. So the less reactive metal will be separated out, or the less reactive gas will be separated out. So this also explained in types of chemical reaction, and in also explained few tricks how to remember. So if you have any doubts with respect to displacement, just take type 3 and also check my last part of the type 3 where I have also explained few tricks to remember. So the displacement is nothing but one ion is replacing place of other ion, and that metal or gas will be emitted out separately, whereas this will combine with the other element which is present and form a separate product. Let's go with 9th question. So let's see 9th question. In the 9th question they are asking, what does one mean by endothermic and exothermic reactions? So endothermic are the reactions where energy is supplied to form the reaction. So let's see example of silver chloride. If you supply sunlight to it, so what will happen is it will break down into silver and chlorine. So how this is happening? If you supply sunlight to it, that is in the form of sunlight. We have total 3 types of endothermic reactions. So those we will cover later, but just for an example, you can just refer this one, which is AgCl getting converted to Ag plus Cl2. So what is happening if we supply sunlight to Ag silver, that is silver chloride, then it will form silver and chlorine as a separate products. So what is endothermic is in a reaction any energy is observed. Observed to form a chemical reaction, we call it as endothermic. Whereas what is exothermic? Just the opposite of it. So exothermic, to remember this, you can just remember the word exhale. So what is exhale? Exhale is giving out carbon dioxide as a part of respiration. So just to remember, I am just saying, so exhale is giving out. So same way exothermic is releasing out energy. So here energy is released during a reaction. So every time if I say anything, I also mention few tricks to remember so that it will be very easy to remember. So I always believe that if you learn anything, just try to enjoy it. If you just remember it for the exams purpose, you will definitely forget. But if you enjoy it and if you try to understand what is happening and just relate it with few tricks in your life which is most convenient or most, I am not saying that you have to remember only this trick. You can follow any other trick if you want, but always connect any topic with some fun term or any term which is most easy for you, then you will easily remember any topics. So for my suggestion is, if you want to remember what is endothermic and exothermic, every time I get confused which is observed or which is released, I just say to exothermic to just similar to exhale, so just relate to that exhale term. Exhale we already know, exhale is nothing but emitting out carbon dioxide from our body during respiration. So exothermic, just remember exhale, exhale is getting out, so exothermic is also releasing something. These two are related to energy, so releasing energy. So energy is released during reaction is called as exothermic reaction. So what is examples is, you can consider most of the example of the combination reactions. So I am not suggesting, this example I am just giving you. If you want, you can also change any other reaction with respect to combination type. So that is, here I am saying CaO plus H2O, which is giving rise to CaOH, that is calcium hydroxide. That is calcium oxide and water getting combined to form calcium hydroxide, and this is resulting in energy in the form of heat. So most of the reactions, the energy will mostly release in form of heat, and this is one of the example where calcium oxide plus water giving rise to calcium hydroxide and heat. So let's move with the 10th question. So let's see 10th question. They are asking, why is respiration referred as exothermic? So I just explained you what is endothermic and exothermic. Exothermic as a reaction where energy is released. So if any reaction, if there is an emission of energy, then it's called as exothermic. What is respiration? Respiration we have, for suppose we have human body, that is ourselves. So what we do, we take food. So food can be anything, like consider examples of potatoes or any food or vegetables or any other food. So what is happening? Whatever we eat in the form of fruits, vegetables or whatever anything, let's consider example of carbohydrates. So what is happening is, the potatoes for example, it contains most of the carbohydrates. So what we eat, our digestive system, what it will do is, it will convert all those carbohydrates to glucose. That is breaking down of all the elements, that is potatoes, vegetables, everything, whatever the carbohydrates which are present inside it, those will breaken down by digestive system and glucose will be getting formed. So what is respiration? Respiration, what we'll do is, we are taking in, as a part of respiration we are taking in Oxygen. So what is respiration is, we take oxygen, we emit carbon dioxide outside. So how carbon dioxide is getting formed? So whatever food we are taking, the digestive system is getting converted that carbohydrates. So all this food contains, example of potatoes contains carbohydrates. Carbohydrates. If you consider the name clearly, it is a combination of few carbon items and also hydrate. Hydrate is nothing but the water type of molecule, because hydrogen and water are getting combined to form hydrates. So here carbohydrates, in sense there is a carbon part, also there is a hydrogen part. So here what we are taking in with respect to respiration, what is getting into our body? We are taking help of oxygen. So what is happening? The carbohydrates which are present in the body, using the digestive system, they are also getting converted into glucose. The glucose form is nothing but C6H12O6. So this glucose is reacting with the oxygen, and which is forming carbon dioxide and water. That is CO2 and H2O, and also the main part, energy. So our body is gaining a lot. Just keep a hand next to your nose or mouth and just exhale some air outside. What is happening? You can feel some hot, that is heatness. So why the air is getting hot? Because this type of reaction is happening inside our body, and we are producing energy which is getting used by body. At the same time, the exhale part, the carbon dioxide which is emptying out, is also a form of hot, that is also a form of energy. So two reactions are, two energies are getting released. One is energy which is used by our body, and also some energy which is not used by body, which is form of heat. It is also getting emptied out. So let's balance it. Oxygen, here it is 6 plus 2, 8, whereas there it is 2 plus 1, there are only 3. So to balance it, you can just convert 6 here, because hydrogen is 12 here. So let's balance hydrogen first by keeping 6 here. So hydrogen is balanced, 12 and 12. And oxygen, here it is now still 2 plus 6, that is 8. Whereas here it is 6 plus 12, that is 18. So if we keep 6 here, let's see. 6 2 is 12 plus 6, that is 18. Now it is balanced. Carbon are 6 and 6, hydrogen 12 and 12, oxygen 6 plus 12, 18, and there also 6 plus 12, 18. So 12 plus 6, 18. So in this way, we can say that during respiration, this type of reaction is happening, and we call it as exothermic. What is exothermic? If any energy is released during respiration, we call it as exothermic. So in this reaction, you can say that a lot of energy is getting converted in form of heat, as also some part of energy is getting absorbed by body as well during respiration. So in this way, if they ask what is why respiration is referred as exothermic, instead of figures, just explain what I have explained in form of words, so that it will be easy for your marks. But with respect to concept, this is a part like how it is happening. So let's move with the 11th question. So in the 11th question, they are asking, why are decomposition reactions considered as opposite to combination reactions? Which we already know what is decomposition. Decomposition is splitting of one reactant into 2 or more products. Whereas combination, just the opposite. 2 or more reactants are getting combined to form a single product. So by the definition itself, we can say both are opposite. That is, one is getting combined to 2 or more for decomposition, whereas for combination, 2 or more elements are getting combined to form a single product. So let's see the examples. For combination, which I already explained just in the previous part, that is CaO plus water gives rise to calcium hydroxide. So most of the combination reactions are exothermic. They release heat, whereas most of the decomposition reactions, it is splitting one into multiple. They require energy, and I will explain with the help of HCl. It is silver chloride, which we just do. So HCl with the help of, I already explained, that is sunlight. It is get converted into silver and chlorine. So this is example for decomposition where one reactant is getting into multiple products, whereas a combination, two or more reactants getting about to single product, and this is an example. So if they ask in this type why it is considered opposite, just mention these two definitions are quite just opposite, that is 1 to 2 or more, or 2 or more to single, and these are the examples. You can also have more other examples. If you check my part 3 video, there also explained few other explanations which is decomposition, which is combination. So in this way I conclude part 6 today, that is of questions starting from 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 questions. So in the next part I'll try to wrap up the chapter by completing all the questions which are remaining, so that in the next other part, in the next other video, I can start with the new chapter of chapter 2. So if you have any doubts with respect to this video, kindly comment so that I can explain in the next video, and if it is smaller doubts, I will just clarify there itself in the comment section. If you like the video, please do like, and also share it to your friends who may have various doubts with respect to chemical reactions and equations, and if they find it helpful, I will be really happy. And also please check my MCQs which are present in the community, so that if any type of questions which will be coming in exams, it will be most useful. Instead of directly checking what is MCQs, if you practice daily one MCQ per day, then it will be very easy for you. So every day I am doing my best to keep at least one MCQ of science and maths in the community section, and also I'm preparing the solutions of those MCQs as short videos. So if you have time, do check that as well. Thank you. Let's meet with chapter 2, sorry, not chapter 2. Still few more questions are left. So let's meet with exercise questions starting from question number 12 in the next video.